arrived in Thailand in 2004 with the goal of targeting strategic cities to find pockets of receptivity to the gospel. From these pockets, we could identify key men and train them for ministry so that a church planting movement could take root in Southeast Asia. Since Thais are mostly Buddhist, it was necessary to start with the basics of who God is, where man came from, and what sin is before getting to the gospel message. Otherwise, the gospel made no sense to them. After all, if there's no God, then there's no one to be accountable to, and there's no sin and no reason to be saved. Since we did not find any existing resources to bridge this gap, we developed various resources to bring them from creation to Christ. These resources are being used in many churches throughout Thailand. There was also a lack of doctrinally sound Bible college curriculum to prepare men for the ministry. So we partnered with missionary Tom Godet to translate Bible college curriculum into both Thai and Hmong languages to be freely used by missionaries and pastors in the training of men for the ministry. These resources are being used in both Thailand and Communist Laos. With the help of church-sent mission groups, we sewed down strategic areas of Bangkok, a city of 12 million people. We also sewed down several cities that did not have a scriptural New Testament church at the time. We received many responses, and several people studied through our evangelistic Bible studies. The most receptive area we discovered was in Phuket, where the 2004 tsunami killed thousands of people. Even 4 years after the tsunami, we found that there remained a softness to the gospel. In late 2008, we started a mission church at the point hardest hit by the tsunami, and although we turned the work over to another missionary, we're happy to know that the work is still ongoing. Regarding the other cities that we sewed down that did not have a New Testament church, we are delighted that over the next few years, missionaries have planted churches in most of those cities. A member in our Phuket mission church led us to Joseph, a Nepalese man in Bangkok. He was the charter member of the first Nepalese Baptist church in northern Burma. He later moved to Thailand, and when we found him, he was leading a small group of Nepalese Christians in Bangkok. At his request, we trained him for the ministry while establishing a mission church among this people group. As the use of smartphones increased, we developed a digital ministry and leveraged the use of social media to meet people online and then get them into one-on-one Bible studies where we were able to meet several people this way for Bible studies, and some were led to the Lord as a result. An added benefit of social media is that it helps us to keep in touch with those we left behind. The most meaningful highlight of our time in Thailand, however, was the work with the Lao Hmong refugees. In 2005, several thousand Lao Hmong refugees illegally entered Thailand and set up a makeshift refugee camp in north-central Thailand. Our missionary team found a group of believers in the camp, and we began teaching the Bible to several men who wanted to be trained for the ministry. We also focused on evangelizing the unsaved refugees. Many families came to Christ over those first few weeks. Soon the believers wanted to form a church, and Pastor Skeving from our sending church traveled to Thailand, where we baptized the key men, and Nam Khao Baptist Church was born. Then the church baptized the other believers and the new converts, and over the next 4 years the church grew to several hundred people, and several men were trained for the ministry. At the end of 2009, the Thai government forcibly repatriated the refugees back to Laos. In an Acts 8 type scenario, the church members were scattered in small groups across northern Laos. The senior pastor, along with several families, were relocated to a village just outside the capital city, and so this became the new location of Nam Khao Baptist Church. We had access to an undisclosed location nearby this church where once a year the scattered brethren could come for fellowship and further Bible training. To date, Nam Khao Baptist has started 4 churches among the scattered brethren. Moreover, there are 6 mission churches working towards becoming a church, one of which was supposed to be organized recently but delayed due to COVID-19. Furthermore, there are still several pockets of believers that desire to eventually have a church of their own. In closing, we thank you for your faithful prayer and financial support over the years. We were saddened to leave our friends and the place we called home for 16 years, but we're looking forward to the next adventure that God has for us.